invitation came, you were hip-deep in Lemure slime, swarmed by hell wasps, and about to drive the killing blow on a magma claw. Cutting through the dreadful buzz of the wasps and the screams of the damned, a familiar, comforting voice echoed in your mind.
Damn, Carl's got a
Withers, he requested
extra
your
armor.
attendance in Faerun to gather with your friends and allies, those who stood against the Absolute at your side. A reprieve from the blood war. A few hours of respite with the stars above and good company to cheer you. Karlach's heart can take the strain of leaving Avernus for a few short hours, but it might burst with joy to see those friends again.
Oh, she hears a projection? Of course. And, Quill. That's, interesting armor.
Thou wert called here, some from above, some below. For with thine bond, together thou hast kept the wheel of fate spinning when it threatened to halt. Though thou wert drawn far apart in the months after the collapse of the Absolute, tonight fate renews thy bond once more. Thou shouldst take care to preserve it. It is a great weapon wielded in the hand of good. Go. Know one another once more.
I keep exploding into goo every scene. Probably because it's transforming me into an illithid, right?
Now there's a face I know well indeed.
Reunited with friends amidst nature. What more could I wish for?
Well, this is cool.
Now there's a face I know well indeed.
Hello, Volo. You crick. Oh, is it my chest I finally can access?
Ah, my dear friend, it's been an age, has it not? You're looking, well...
Horrifying, yes. Yeah,
Our skeletal friend will be very pleased to see I found my way here, despite my invitation getting lost in the post.
He didn't get an invitation. Of course he didn't. Yeah, this is good. RPGs almost practically. I mean, they don't need an epilogue, but they really benefit from one. It's wonderful to see you again, Volo.
Busy as ever. Better that than the reverse, wouldn't you say? Every major publishing house on the Sword Coast has been vying for my upcoming book on the subject of our adventures together. I've gotten quite good at replicating your signature, so you needn't even bother with the release form. You might help me with the title, though. I'm considering The Hero and Me. What do you think?
You think your readers will believe a Mind Flayer can be a hero?
Who says you're the titular hero, Oh, I jest. Probably. But believe you me, I couldn't have written a word without you. Perhaps, once the manuscript is finished, you'd even be willing to write a foreword? Or better yet, I'll write a draft and you can just sign your name. Better still, I'll sign it for you. Your success really has been wonderful for my reputation. But you mustn't let me hog your attention all night, my friend. You've many friends to chat to, and I'd love to listen in.
It's good to meet again.
God, I smell like a 70-year-old cinder. Withers yanked me from Avernus with my blade halfway through a Cambion's belly without so much as a chance at washing up.
Why are you in Avernus?
Never mind that. By the stars' light and the moon's glow, it's so good to see you. But damn it all, you were too bold a soul to be slinking in the shadows.
Oh, right, because he was going after it. Right, he decided to dedicate his life to fighting fiends now. I made my chase for good to Faerun and beyond. I don't regret it.
Your sacrifice has not gone forgotten. It's afforded me a life of my own making. Hunting and hell slaughter. The hell hunt is both duty and thrill. The demons I've disintegrated, the devilkin I've bled, the stories I could tell. I don't suppose you'd indulge me.
Eh? With what? Oh, you want to tell me a story? Those words made no sense. Yeah, sounds like you're faring well without your infernal powers.
I won't lie. Losing the eldritch blasts and the hexes took some getting used to. Nothing but void, where once there was hellfire. So I stoked new fires in myself using the lessons my father once taught me. The Blade of Avernus is a ranger, a hunter of the most hellish prey. That ranger's left a mountain of corpses in his wake, and collected a tale or two. You'd indulge in one, yes?
Now that, I understand you're talking about a story. I'm all ears. Yes, I have many ears somewhere. I'm sure they exist somewhere on this face of that I have. That's mine now.
Yes, but just the one, or I'll be yammering all night. You want to hear about the Amnitsu at the Styx, the three-tusked Orthon, or the invading Goristroy?
Let's go with the Amazu. I think it was nasty looking.
Styx devils, they're called. They usually prefer the frozen wastes of Stygia, but Zariel's got a few of her own for guarding the River of Blood. Fat bastards, all of them. Was on the heels of a Merrigan who'd been stalking the wild hills and sprinted a little too close to the Styx. I felt my mind start to drain, an Amnitsu speciality. Bought just enough time for one of its minions to grab me and dangle me over the river. Could feel the Styx tugging at my memories as I hung over it, eager to drink me dry. Good thing I never touched foot in the hells without my companion wolf, Lily. She was just the distraction I needed. She nipped at the minion's heels and I leapt from its grasp, unsheathed my short swords, and rushed at the Amnitsu in a fury. When we'd finished, all that remained was a pair of paltry wings atop a pile of viscera.
So he is a Beastmaster. That's cool. Father must be proud of you in visiting.
I've seen him more than a few times.
That's good.
And he's as proud of me as I am of him. He's leading the city's renewal, opened the gates to all newcomers, rebuilt the council from scratch. And he's back in his element, commanding the flaming fist with brave heart and no shortage of empathy. The likes of Gortash can bend people's minds with a few chosen words. No tadpole needed. Bane's Chosen primed the fist for a war they weren't meant to win. He convinced them there was an assassin hiding in every shadow, that cruelty was the correct answer to crisis. With a few exceptions, fathers pardoned every last fist. If my forgiveness not be Tyr's will, so be it. I shall forgive them all the same. His words, not mine. He still believes in the bow and the blade, but with Floric's help, he's teaching the fist a new lesson. Valor is found not in the wounds you inflict, but in the lives that you have bettered. May they all take it to heart.
Yep. Yeah, incredible story.
I wish you'd been there to join in. Oh, to battle together, just like the old days. I suppose that's my way of saying I miss you. Tonight, I toast not just the people we've become, but the people we were. Warriors, winners, saviors. Go on, the night's young. You shouldn't waste a moment of it. Or waste a single drop of wine for that matter. I plan on downing half a bottle myself. Oops, did I say half a bottle? I meant half a dozen.
Yeah, that's.
All this
Well, fuck.
stimulating conversation leaves you hungry. To speak is not enough. You wish to explore the brain of
shut up,
your
narrator.
friend with your beak. Will's frontal lobe, which processes his judgment and measured words, would be a delicacy befitting his nobility.
Constitution, really? I can't use my wisdom. Begin your harvest? Oh, for fuck's sake. Why is resisting the urge a physical constitution check and not a wisdom check? Oh my god. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Please roll high. Do I have any inspiration at all? Save. I am not fucking... I'm not killing people at the fucking party at the end of the damn game because they decided to make it a constitution saving throw instead of allowing me to use my wisdom.
This is highly illogical. There are plenty of other craniums awaiting your suction, and this is a prize ally. And besides, this brain before you, its endorphins are in a joyous flow. It is a wonderful scent, the odor of friendship.
You see, Boo? I told you our friend was near.
Good song, good company, and good wine from the looks of it.
Hello, Scratches.
A familiar sight. Scratch can't quite speak around the thing he has in his mouth.
What have you got this time, Scratch? Brr.
I found this. It smelled like you, so I kept it. Seemed like something you might like to throw.
How have you been?
Oh, I've been so good. I've got a nice home in the city now. A girl named Mindy says I'm her best friend. She's mine too. Also you. I've got so many best friends, I hardly know who to play with.
Who cares about the object anymore? Glad to hear you fared well.
I certainly have, and I always will. Forever, I think. And so will you.
Forever, huh? Yeah, if only that were true. Oh, I was gonna say, you didn't go and get it. Hello, Minx.
Boo! We are not dreaming. It is our old friend.
Yeah, it's good to see you too, Minx.
Oh, and it is good to be seen. Oh, after so many days down in the dark, Minsk began to wonder if he was some blind bug who had only dreamed himself to be large and bulksome. You will forgive the aroma, I hope. We were not expecting the Dusty One to open a portal to our very cell.
Where were you in? What?
Boo had a moment to lick himself clean, but there is a little too much of Minsk to cover.
You were in a cell? What for?
Minsk and Boo have been helping, of course. We guard the streets, while Jahira is occupied with harperish matters.
Right.
The Zentarum rule the city's underbelly, so Minsk and Boo went to give them a tickle. There were harsh words, battle cries, some manner of head wound. We awoke in a Zentish cell, awaiting trial by noble combat. Execution, says Boo, though I am not sure of the difference. It is a long walk to the gallows, and Minsk still has his fists, no?
Yeah, you're right. They're peacekeepers. Zentharn are peacekeepers in the city now? When the fuck did that happen? I mean, they literally were helping the Absolute without being mind controlled. They were just like straight up constantly doing business and helping them out the whole time. Oh, Christ, that doesn't make any sense. Sounds like Withers got you out just in time.
In ample time indeed. So long as the Bone Mage returns us to our cell by dawn, Boo would not be late to the bloodshed. But leave such matters for the morn. Tonight is for celebration and the telling of tales. How have you filled your days since we tore this sticky tyrant from the sky?
Without tadpoles, thankfully, because I've turned. I've been in the hells with Karlach, fighting off devils and looking for a cure for her heart.
Oh, Boo, do you know what it would mean? To find a cure for Karlach's heart? Exactly! Her heart would be cured! Oh, when this day comes, you must come and bunk with Minsk and Boo. There is much merriment to be made before the night is done. Go, and greet the others. Minsk shall make himself presentable. Ah, this pond shall do nicely, Boo, though I see no soap. So you shall have to blow the bubbles for me.
Okay. Hello, Jahir. Who the hell is that? Milil? I have no idea who that is. Hello, Jahira.
Well, now. You can make yourself presentable when you have a mind to.
Look horrible.
Your higher form has brought with it some higher manners, then.
I missed you too, Jahira.
How nice to be understood again. I have spent the past months bickering with builders and bankers, all to restore the city exactly as it was. Same twisting alleys for purse pickers, same wooden buildings ready to get burnt by next year's dragon, same cisterns overflowing.
How do you think the rebuilding is going? Yeah.
Baldurians simply get on with it. Stubbornness, civic spirit, plain stupidity.
Probably a mixture.
Perhaps all three.
Yeah.
But nothing I will sniff at any longer. Harpers have come from half the world over to lend aid. Farmers, masons, healers. My own son, Jord, has been wooed to their ranks. Already he plans crop cycles in Worm's Crossing. Not so for my daughter. Ryan's rejoined the Flaming Fist. Temporarily, you understand. To organize the craftsmen. Though she spends more time locking up comrades for pocketing aid funds. They might learn a thing or two if they don't expel her. Again.
They must be proud of him.
I suppose I am. I tried to steer them clear of my life's work, but they have chosen it for themselves. There is still much to do. People to house. A Harper network to rebuild. I may have little love for this city, but so long as my family chooses to serve it, I can do no less. For all your travels, I hope you have arrived where you want to be. Home. Whatever that means to you.
Sure. Karlach, me.
Karlach is lucky to have you. And know that you are not forgotten. If your friends don't drag you from the hells, it will only be because you freed yourself first. But there will be more to discuss on that matter. First, I must inspect the refreshments. You'll never know. Some ne'er-do-well might have tampered with the wine.
Hello, Lae'zel.
My friend, the Hellswalker. For 2 months, Orpheus trained me in the ways of the comet. For 2 more, I skewered Kithraki bellies. And for 2 more yet, I traveled through Limbo. But to see your face, it brings me even more pleasure than taking a Royal Inquisitor's head.
In Limbo? You're looking a little less solid than I expected. Well, she is in other planes of existence. It's good to see you.
It's nice to hear it. It has taken all of Orpheus's efforts to conjure my projection, and all of mine to convince him to let me come. Worth it, I'd say. I miss this place. This... Fey Run.
Yes, sure. That's close enough. Where are you now if you're gonna be here?
Shractalor.
Shractalor? Sounds... I've never heard of it. Should I have?
I wouldn't expect you to. The capital city of the
Githzerai.
An exiled people, once kin with mine, until the madness of civil war ripped our one sky into 2. Algish sent word of the rebellion to their god king Zareth Minyaragith through the cosmos. He's agreed to parley. It's fallen to me to secure an alliance.
Hold on. The great warrior Laezel on a diplomatic mission? Diplomatic?
I was as surprised as anyone when Orpheus spoke the order. My blade is keen as ever, but it was you who showed me that a proper victory doesn't always require a razor-sharp edge. Sometimes, a sincere plea is more persuasive than a dagger against the neck. Minyaragith is an ascetic. He reached out in good faith. This is his way. It is in this spirit that I must meet him. And if he refuses, I carry on. Gravity pulls me in but one direction. I am a warrior of the comet. I will not rest until I burn Vlaakith's bones to ash and smash her phylactery to pieces. My people will be free.
Hell yeah.
But you've heard that refrain before. Zealous, bossy, insistent. All part and parcel of my undeniable charm.
She has a good arc in the game. Reminds me a lot of Vakoni in Baldur's Gate 2, unlike the Vakoni in this game where they're just, absolute shit on that character. But sure, why not?
Soon, when the comet has risen, when the Lich Queen has crumbled to dust, I miss this place. More to the point, I missed you.
Even as
I'll be
creepy
back
looking.
one day. The Overgod himself couldn't keep me away.
And he wouldn't bother trying, because I don't give a fuck. So, Astarion, hey, you didn't burn up.
So you made it! Not really as a party. Well, look who decided to turn up.
Hello.
I wasn't sure our withered old friend could live up to his promise. But here we are. And look at you, straight from the hells, still reeking of brimstone. I take it you've been having fun.
It's been tough, but at least I'm there with Karlach.
Yes, the right person can make just about anything bearable. And it seems like you found exactly the right person.
He seems absurdly happy. Yeah, how about you? How's my favorite bloodsucker?
I've taken a turn as an adventurer and hero. It turns out no one actually cares about murder, as long as you murder the right people. And
Yes.
apparently I'm rather good at it.
It's like there are so many. Like if you like killing people, that's not great. But at least you could direct it towards a bunch of horrible pieces of shit, right? Astarion, one of the good guys. Who would have thought?
Let's not get carried away, darling. I'm still me. Perhaps more me than I've ever been.
What about the sun? Have you managed any of that shit?
I did at first. But then I realized these shadows, this darkness, it's all a part of me.
Very good at stealth.
I spent too long defined by what other people did to me, the choices other people made for me. But that's over now. This is who I am, in all my glory, for better and for worse.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. Acceptance looks good on you.
That being said, I haven't completely given up on returning to the sun. If the opportunity presented itself, well,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say no.
There's got to be some way
But
to protect
until
it.
then,
Yeah, there we go.
I am happy. We've had quite the journey, you and I. From the moment I first threatened you, I knew you were someone special. Someone to take on the world with. I will miss our time together. But then again, maybe this isn't goodbye. So much as it's, see you later, darling.
It smells so good here.
Ah, Karlach.
It may just be rocks, grass, and dirt, but there is something about this spot. Some magic in the air.
Oh, yeah, this is the original camp spot. Yeah. I thought it was, but, you know. All right, let's go talk to Gale.
There you are.
Hello.
Well, well. Look what the Tressim dragged in. Professor Gale Decarius of Blackstaff Academy. Educator of the esteemed School of Illusion. A pleasure to remake your
Illusion?
acquaintance.
Well, that makes me want to make him an illusion wizard in all of the subsequent playthroughs. I didn't really see, you know, only a professor? I see Mr. didn't smite you in the end.
She did not. I'm delighted to report. I surrendered the crown of Carsus to her, as I told you I would. And in return, she cured me of the orb at last.
Fantastic.
Even now, I struggle to put the feelings into words. It was like exhaling for the first time after holding my breath for so very long. Of course, I haven't clarified with my students that the orb is no longer a threat. The legend of my explosive capabilities is an excellent means of controlling a classroom. Too good, if anything. I spend most of my time trying to convince them how much fun the study of magic can be. But it'd be easier to crack a smile on an intellect devourer than some of my pupils.
It's so weird. Like, I wish I had known that his whole thing was illusionary magic. That was one of the things that always kind of bugged me early on in the game. Is on one hand, I like that we can respect people, and you know, like being able to like turn Gale into a barbarian, sure, whatever. I like that level of freedom is there, but that I don't believe that has come at the cost of their identity as a class. It's just that they didn't fucking put that in the game at all. They at no point were they like, this is who Gale is. You can change it if you want, but this is what Gale is, right? I had no idea that he liked illusion magic more than other magic. So otherwise I would have made him an illusionist. Or on a mind flayer, perhaps. Nah.
Smiling may no longer come easy to you, but I've seen how your tentacles twitch at my jokes. Even the ones I'm not entirely certain I was trying to make. Still, I hoped my students might be a little more open to the playful side of such magic. Oh, they try their best, of course, when they can manage to stay awake.
The cheek of them! Nothing a well-placed swipe from Tara can't fix, though.
Hello, Tara.
What of you? What are you making of this newfound lease of life we earned?
Avernus is interesting. We've been making a mess down there, that's for sure. I found someone who loves me, and even in this form, happiness is the best word for what I feel.
And I couldn't be happier for you. A fitting reward for the sacrifices you made in getting here. I've told my students plenty of tales about our escapades. You're something of a hero to them, you know? I'd be delighted to introduce you to my current cohort as a guest lecturer, perhaps. I'm sure they'd have plenty of questions for you.
You're certain your students will listen to me if you were willing to grant a mind flayer an audience?
Never fear. My students are as open-minded and generous a bunch as you'll find north of the Chionthar. And I'll remind them of their manners. Of course, you'll be most welcome to stay with me in my tower. My apologies, Tara. That would be our tower.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
It will give us plenty of time to catch up on your adventures. I'm very curious to know what you've been up to these past months. But I suspect the telling of that tale would keep you tied to me all evening. So, in the spirit of selflessness, I encourage you to mix and mingle for now, with time enough to come.
Yeah. Halsin.
You would think someone of my vintage would be inured to the passage of time. Yet these past 6 months have seemed endless without your company. But now our paths cross once more.
Just as nature intended?
Just as I hoped they would, more like. The Oak Father has been kind to me this past while. Yet I cannot forget the bond we all forged together. It is one that can weather any distance, any passage of time. I know it can, for I feel the longing for old friends in my heart each day.
He does not drink. I am not going to hug anybody. That's life, I'm afraid. The future's our own to write. Who knows what might get shared together.
You are right, of course. I am accustomed to dwelling on the past, even when it brought me nothing but unhappiness. You changed that, and gave me the most precious of memories. Now the task is to make yet more of them, so that each reunion shall be all the sweeter. And who's to say we need to make such gatherings a rare occasion? My hearth is yours to warm yourself beside always. Now, we have much to catch up on. Do not allow me to ramble on. I am eager to hear all you've been doing.
But if you insist. Ah, yes. Why is that my only options? You first. I want to hear about what you made, about the life you've made, the people you've helped. And then literally like a weird flirt, and then, yes, me, finally. I've been waiting to talk about me. You first.
In that case, very well. Our community grows rapidly. In 6 months, we have turned what was once a shadowy wasteland into a true home for all. In another 6 months, I would wager the scars of the past will be entirely invisible, even to those who remember them. The old masonry of Moonrise Towers and Rythwin have been repurposed into new homes, and the land is rich with harvests and bountiful trees. Nature and civilization are in harmony, stronger together.
Yeah, sounds wonderful.
It is, truly. Though a more complex, evolving beast than I could ever have anticipated. I spoke often of balance before. Only now do I realize the balance is no simple, fixed thing. We welcome folk from all walks of life. Anyone who wishes for a new start. Naturally, it can be chaotic at times, but it is a thrilling sort of chaos. It thrives in ways I could never have dreamed of.
I will have to see it for myself at some point.
You are welcome whenever you like, and for however long you please. Now, please, tell me all, and spare no details. I shall not lie. I have an ulterior motive in wishing to hear all. It is the children, you see.
I still don't remember the children at all.
Their appetite for bedtime tales is greater than I could ever have anticipated. Another story, Daddy Halsin. Another is the chorus that greets me each nightfall. They have all but exhausted my repertoire in but a few short months. No mean feat given the lifetime I have lived. I desperately need new material, please. My reputation is at stake.
All right, let's see what I have.
I am all ears. Though I never cared for that phrase. A rather...
pretty upsetting, yeah.
Unsettling image.
Pretty horrifying, yeah. It's like being all tentacles. Avernus has proven lively. Police Karlak.
I am glad you and Karlak have an enduring friendship. It shall serve as a strong lesson for the children, as well as a stirring tale. Now, it would be cruel of me to hoard you all to myself for the evening, as much as I would like to. I shall leave you to the others for now, unless there was anything else.
The fuck is with this hug stuff? Tell me about Thaniel and Oliver.
Quite often. They come and go as they please, but with so many playmates to avail of, they are far from strangers. They ask after you often. What you did for them will never be forgotten. I can see it in the land all around me. But more importantly, I see it in their faces whenever they visit. To make a child smile is to dabble with the power of gods, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, what of the Grove?
On occasion, but I prefer not to interfere. Francesca of the High Forest is Archdruid now, and by all accounts, she has proven to be a steady and wise influence.
That's good.
Even Korga may yet find true balance, thanks to her influence.
Well, turn to leave.
Before you go,
yeah?
I have something for you. Just a little keepsake, really. Do you remember how I told you I like to whittle?
Nope, you never told me that.
I made this.
Probably didn't talk enough. Because it, you know.
Ducks are my favorite, but I thought they were particularly fitting in this case. They are migratory birds, of course, traveling far and wide with the turn of the seasons. Yet, they always find their way back to where they belong. Just like old friends find themselves back in each other's company.
It's lovely, thank you.
Just a token to remember me by. Now, I've taken up enough of your time. Go on. Enjoy the festivities. We can speak again later.
New item received, a whittled duck. All right, Garlac.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. He wasn't kidding. Withers, you mad bastard! You brought us back! Commander Zula won't know where the fuck we went! Ha! Oh, man, I can't wait to say hi to everyone. Look at them, the beauts. Rest up, soldier. My tin can will be all right for the night. And you and me will get to sleep with both eyes shut for the first time in 6 months.
Yeah, Jesus.
Then again, maybe we won't sleep at all.
How do you... Okay. On the off chance I want to reload and not have to watch this, I am curious how they kiss. Because it's weird. I was... the other thing is, like, I know there's, like, the Halsin bear sex. Just throw it out there. I know that's a thing. And my guy could turn into all kinds of stuff. So, like, I mean, he may not have anything down there right now. I'm just throwing it out there. Yeah.
Come here, you goon.
How? I'm gonna just on the forehead. Forehead makes sense. Oh, it's weird. Oh, it's weird. Oh, it's creepy. So weird. That's so weird. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the universe as a whole for subjecting it to that. Actually, that's Larian's fault, and then mine. Yeah, I'd like the sound of that.
Me too, my love. See you soon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey. Before you go, I've been thinking about those blueprints we found.
Blueprints?
Zariel's probably got a load of Cambions guarding that forge. I'm sure she knows I'll want in. She'll do anything to stop me from fixing this thing. I might have an in with one of the guards, though. You may remember my old friend Flo.
Oh, yeah.
Not sure she'll help us, but maybe. We might get to come home. Permanently. Maybe even sooner than we think.
Here's hoping. That is good. That should happen. Yes, that needs to happen. I'm going to assume it does happen. Hello, guy. Who are you? Blah, 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 blah. Mind flare.
Oh, hello. Let me guess, you've got some suggestions about the music choice.
No, please, carry on.
Suppose I'll get back to it then.
They seem absolutely... Halsin is just levitating a torch. There you go. Oh, shit. Chest full of grateful words. Official guild letter. To the hero of the realms, we have followed your adventures closely. From the day you fell from that doomed nautiloid to the final blow you struck the Netherbrain as it loomed over the Sword Coast. We are but a humble guild who pride ourselves on telling stories, not unlike the tales to be written of you for many years to come. How inspired we have been to witness your feats, awesome and terrible, the lives you saved and sundered, the friendships you found. Thus, we thought to extend a greeting to thank you for adventuring with such creative determination, such panache, enough to touch the hearts of each of our members. With deepest gratitude, the Guild of Great Genius. Okay. Letter from Art.
A beautiful night. I wish it could last forever.
To an old acquaintance. I write you from the sunny porch of the Last Light Inn. A light breeze blows now and then. People are milling in and out, builders, visitors, the children of all ages in Halsin's care. I can no longer hold a quill or eat without assistance. A kind friend is transcribing this for me. Thaniel, rejoined with Oliver. Oh, shit. That was the... Okay. Art was the Flaming Fist who was in suspension for 100 years. And half a year's gone by, and now he's basically... Time's caught up with him. Kind friend is transcribing this for me. Thaniel, rejoined with Oliver, has promised to be with me when the end comes, and as our old songs drift to the wind, even louder, I know I have mere days left. But I do not fear it. If not for your help, this land would still be shrouded in darkness, and I'd still be lost within it. Know that my heart is full and happy, and I'm grateful for my last moments. Do visit someday, and if you have time to stop by an old Flaming Fist's grave, I know I'd love to see you. Art Kulag. Or Kular, or whatever. This one is the letter from Valeria? Salutations! I'm writing to request your help in a mysterious case that has arisen since our little Balian bash a half a year ago. Regrettably, I had to take the credit for dispelling the Ball cult in your absence, you understand, and am working on routing the remaining Ballists from our fair city. With the newly promoted Blaze Devella fountainhead in tow, of course, this has made me a target. A false document bringing my name into ill repute has been made public. An alleged unpaid bar tab at the Elsong. If you happen to be passing through with a bundle of coin, perhaps you can persuade management of my obvious innocence. Much obliged. Investigator Valeria Sleuth of Helm.
Perhaps he wishes to live vicariously through the attendees' appetites.
Yes, any advice on getting Balla's blood out of cloth? My hat's not been the same. So, lady, I spent almost every waking hour caked in blood. I got nothing for you. Hold on a second. I want to see what was that, what they said there. Withers has laid out quite the spread of food for one comprising mostly of bone. Perhaps he wishes to live vicariously through the attendees' appetites. That's funny. Letter from Ravengard. Hero of Baldur's Gate, vanquisher of the Absolute. The city is forever in your debt, for without your valor, your audacity, your sacrifice, it would not know renewal. It is not temples and inns and homes that I speak of, but hearts. Baldur's Gate can never be the city it was before it suffered the Absolute's touch, and that is as it should be. The survivors have borne witness to their homes' near destruction. They have come to regret turning a blind eye to the cruelty Gortash disguised as safety and security. And they understand, just as I have come to understand, that trust, compassion, and unity are the foundation of Baldur's Gate. Our gates are open once more to the disowned and displaced. The Flaming Fist will learn to be true servants of the people. And I will devote myself to ridding the gate of the shameful fears that allowed evil to enter our homes and sit at our tables. Yours, Elder... Older... Eulder? I'm trying to say what make it not sound like he's just older. Like he's just the older of Ravenguards. Letter from Voss. Githyanki script. Tissu adorns one side of the page and the other is written in the common tongue. Shilak, the prince of the comet shines ever bright. ever bright. Breath by breath, battle by battle, Vlakith's death draws nearer. We have taken to the astral plane, slaughter all who must be slaughtered, and spread the air's truth to every possible ear. Willing and unwilling, many Githyanki have already taken up arms with us as warriors of the comet. Others have remained in their enclaves or traveled to crutches, dedicating themselves to Orpheus as scribes, spies, and slate scholars. But our allies do not all call themselves children of Gith. Zareth, Menyar Ang Gith, the Gith's Arise God King, has requested an audience. There was a time I would have thought such a coalition unspeakable. But Orpheus has spoken. If Vlakith is to fall, mayhaps the two skies must again be made one. Vas Revkithar of Revikal to Orpheus, Knight of the Comet. Sure, that's a mouthful. Letter from Arabella. Hey you, it's Arabella. You remember me, right? Bone Man once said I needed to find balance, where creation meets ruin, where morning meets midnight, the root of all being. Fancy talk. He was right, though. After I touched that idol in the grove, it was like a big tree started to grow in my head, and all those weird thoughts and feelings and powers sprouted on its branches, like big black leaves. I had to figure myself out, so I followed the weave, like Bone Man said. I don't know how I knew what to do, I just did. After you squished the brain, Beard Man showed up. Beard Man? Said the weave led him to me, and me to him. He's teaching me how to make sense of all those leaves on my head tree. He says I need to use magic responsibly. He also says not to call him Beard Man. I'll let you know how it goes. Letter from Sebastian. After so long in a vampire cell, I'd almost forgotten how to write. Never mind what to write. But what can I say to the person who unlocked our cages and gave you your life back? Or gave us some kind of life, at least. After you Cazador and opened our cells, we flooded the Underdark. There were thousands of us. A ravenous wave, mad with freedom, and out for blood. And gods did we find blood. We swarmed every monster and unfortunate in our path, drinking what we could. We lost hundreds along the way, some to beast, but most just disappeared into the dark. It wasn't easy, but eventually Cazador's house spawn calmed us and took control. They found some old ruins we could call home, and we've been there ever since, building new lives for ourselves. We're not free down here. The dark will chain us forever, but we aren't prisoners we once were either. And that's thanks to you. You looked in our cages and saw people, not monsters. And here, down in the shadows, we're trying to live up to that. Thank you, now and forever, Sebastian. Yeah. Letters from Floric. Dear friend, I doubted you for so long. Floric is... Oh, right, the one lady. I doubted you for so long. Perhaps you knew that already, in spite of my best attempts. You proved yourself time and again at Walking's Rest, in Moonrise Towers, in Worm's Rock, and still I doubted. The Netherbrain's defeat should have proven your courage, yet I was more doubtful than ever. This was a ruse, a dream, a trick. And then one eve, from the elf song, I heard it,
Beautiful
singing.
Night. I wish it could last forever.
A ruckus, lewd, tuneless, drunken refrain. I'd never heard anything more terrible and more beautiful. I raised my voice and joined the chorus. That was the moment all of my doubts melted away and were replaced with something more valuable, hope. Baldur's Gate will be whole again. I might have doubted you, but you never did. With profound admiration, Floric. From the Gur to the Spawn Asterion. Greetings from the family of Ulma, hunters of monsters and keepers of peace across Faerun. We know this letter finds you well, for although we hunt you no longer, we do sometimes keep a watch. Your restraint and control over your bloodlust has been admirable. Indeed, it has been an inspiration for our children, who have struggled with their own hunger. These last months have been a difficult time for our people. We've protected and nurtured our children as best we can, and we have learned much. Herbs we once used to dull our foes' minds are now sedatives to ease hunger and pain. Restraint, built to hold the undead, now protect them from themselves. There has been a lot of pain, but a lot of progress too. Our children learned discipline and control, while we learned compassion and patience. There was a time when we would have destroyed any undead creature, our blood or not, and called it a mercy. But then we met you. We saw that... What? Oh. We saw that redemption was possible. Difficult, yes. Painful, but possible. You saved our children, first from Kazador, and then from us. For that, we thank you. We will watch you still, but with more admiration than fear. Walk in peace, Astarion. Well, that's nice. A letter from Alfira. Hello, friend. I'm sorry it's been so long, but I have the most amazing news. You know how Lacrisa was working insane hours at the Elfsong Tower? Of course. No, nope. Well, she woke me up one morning, all excited, and told me she had a surprise for me. She took me to a house in the lower city that had a plaque hanging up outside it, a plaque with your and Lihala's name on it, and School of Music beneath. I just burst into tears. I couldn't believe it. It's the cutest house you've ever seen, with a big open space downstairs and a small loft where we can sleep. Word spread, and before I knew it, I had a room packed with 3. I know she wanted to start a bard thing. So that's good to know she's doing that now. I had a room packed with trainee bards from Candlekeep to Waterdeep. Lucretia had to quit the elf song to help out. I'm teaching night and day and fall into bed utterly exhausted every night, but I've never been happier. Do come and visit sometimes. We'd love to have you. Lots of love, Alfira. Letter from Damon Elminster, harp stamped, 9 fingers. Ooh, from Hope. Damon, hey there. Would you mind passing this on to Karlak? Thanks a mil. Karlak, if you're reading this, you're alive. One way or another, you found a way. Thank the gods. I think of you often, wondering what's become of you. Write to me, won't you? Please. Yours faithfully, Damon. Part of me wants to burn that Damon. Letter from Elminster. Gale, my boy, I can only apologize for my absence from Wither's little gathering. As you know, only the most urgent of business would keep me from indulging myself in his excellent taste in sweetmeats, and your esteemed company, of course. I was delighted to hear that you came to your senses with regards to that cursed crown, and delighted yet further when I learned that the orb's maligning presence no longer poses any threat. In that sense, at least, I hope you feel Mistress treated you fairly. I trust you're enjoying your adventures. I have to say, I struggle to picture you outside of Waterdeep, or your library for that matter. Wherever you escapades take you, be sure to keep your larder well provisioned. After all, one never knows when an old friend might drop by. Elminster. From Hope. I had a dream last night, not that there are any nights here, or days, or any days. It was a dream about you, all of you, and you were here with me, and I had served bread and jam and oat crackers and cheeses and enough tea to quench a desert. You nibbled and sipped and smiled and laughed, and you asked if I was happy. Nobody has asked that for so long that I don't know if anyone has ever asked at all. I didn't have words to answer, so instead I led you through my house and showed you all the souls that are here with me. They were Raphael's once, but now they only belong to themselves. The archive is an art gallery, the boudoir is a grand kitchen, and the dungeon is a refuge for any wounded soul or creature that finds its way to us. Am I happy? I don't know, but I am Hope, and I persist because of you. Letter from Marina. Who was Marina? Thought I'd reach out for once. Finally had my baby, a beautiful boy. I can't believe I ever thought of giving him up. Oh, right, her. The crazed pregnant lady who only cared about her husband. He screams his head off half the night, and I have barely slept, but I am the happiest I've ever been. Other than my wedding day, of course. I decided to name him Connor, after his dad. With Ethel gone, myself and some other hag survivors have started our own publishing house? We've only printed a few pamphlets so far, but I'm halfway through my first book. Me, an author. It's like something out of a dream. Mind you, it's all about how to kill hags, but you know what they say. Write what you know. With every pamphlet we publish, more people show up to our support group. As happy as that makes me, it breaks my heart to see how much harm Ethel did. But so long as I live, another hag won't set foot in Baldur's Gate. You have my word. Anyway, the reason I'm writing isn't just to talk your ear off. It's to say thank you for saving a scared young girl who thought she'd be terrible mother. I couldn't have been more wrong. Next time you meet, eins on me. Marina. Letter from Nine Fingers. I'm not much for leaving my city. But it does gladden a girl's heart to be asked to the ball. So I'll thank you for that much. In my place, except a few casks of fine vintage that managed to roll their way down from the upper city in all the commotion, the rebuilding has given rise to many such happy opportunities, worth discussing over a more civilized drink in my guild hall if you find yourself at a loose end. Enjoy the muck and see if you can get the high harpers to sing. You won't be disappointed. Nine Fingers. Harp stamped letter. My friend. I hope this finds you, wherever you are. I just wanted to thank you and ask a favor. I'm to be made a watcher. The High Harper put me forward to the Harper Council for service to the city. I'm not sure what that means, but I know that if it wasn't for you, I'd be back mucking out my mother's yard. I am permitted to bring one guest to the ceremony who will name me Watcher before the council. You spoke for me once before. I understand you're probably busy, but I would be honored if you do it again. I await your reply whenever you can, but hopefully soon. Harper Geraldus. I don't remember that guy at all. I'm like trying to think, like outside of all, I mean, we met like a bajillion Harpers, and then there was like the one in Baldur's Gate who was like the new guy, and I think I did talk on his behalf in relation to Jaheira, so maybe that's the guy we're talking about. The first protocol. To the Malagir who freed me, to Laezel, to Lakmagir, my words come to you on slate, for they are immutable and eternal. You are not just liberators, you are all warriors of the comet. Whatever land you travel, whatever sea you cross, whatever plane you grace, Vlakith's pawns fall, one by one, at the hands of my faithful. But the city of death stands, and the queen sits on her vile throne at its center. But we stand at a precipice. Laezel, thanks to you, we are soon to restore an old kinship, and Vlakith will burn in the fires thus stoked. The protocols are written anew, and to you, Mlagir, or whatever, I dedicate the first. All who call themselves Gith shall unite under one sky. Gith Ka Kavkim Krashk Orpheus. So, Baldur's Gate 3, I think, is technically canon. Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 technically are also canon. But a lot of it's been retconned. That's how we get the shitty version of Aconia, where they just really just took a giant steaming dump on her character. Not Larian's fault. That's Wizard of the Course just sucking balls. But it makes me wonder if in the next version of D&D, or if in the updated version of 5th edition, if this is something that's going to be a thing, that they're just like, Orpheus was freed with the whole Elder Brain craziness as just as sort of like the base canon going forward. And Githzerai and Githyanki being working to like the, Orpheus's faction. I can't see them getting rid of Vlakith right away. But I could definitely see them being like, this is a thing that's happening. Orpheus's faction of Githyanki working with Githzerai. That would be pretty cool. I don't know if these notes trigger anything extra. I'm gonna just take them all on the off chance they do. I'll talk to Karlach real quick to see if it does.
It's so good to be back, isn't it? Oh, it smells like home.
Yeah. Talk to all. I haven't talked directly to the kitty cat. Is that a thing I could do?
Oh, right. You. Hello.
Hello. It's a pleasure to meet you again.
Yes, I'm certain it is. As for you, well, I've heard congratulations are in order. You helped Mr. Dicarios save Baldur's Gate from the Absolute, isn't that right? And you made significant sacrifices to your well-being by the looks of things.
Actually, Gale helped me. Yeah, it's not. I was glad to. Anything to help Gale save Faroon. You just reminded me why I've always disliked cats. Sacrificed, yes, but I'm happy to.
Yes, I'm sure you are. You ought to come visit myself and Gale when you're able. If you can extract yourself from whatever responsibilities mind flayers might have.
I would quite like that. Thanks for the invitation.
We'll send word by pigeon when we've need of you.
Uh-huh.
I used to have a taste for them, but a great many things have changed in recent months. Ta-ta, darling.
I'm your ta-ta. Okay. So I'm assuming, like, I haven't seen Withers anywhere. I don't know if he's wandering around or if he's waiting in the thing to progress out. I'm assuming he's who I talked to end all of this. Yes, that's what I figured. Oh, this place got converted into something interesting. It's his new little tomb home, huh? Well, hello, Withers.
This one night is like any other, and yet different. Thou art the savior of Baldur's Gate, until such time it requires saving again. How dost thou feel?
I am just glad, I'm just glad to have a break from the hells. It's the little things.
I am pleased to hear it. The satisfaction of one's intention is, to my surprise, a rare accomplishment. Enjoy the revelry of the day. Thou deservest at least that much.
I think I've caught up with everyone. What comes next?
What indeed? Prick up thy ears and listen. The balance of the world restored. The balance of these lives, mortal and otherwise, brought to account. Hear me, thou heroes, wastrels, friends. I have waited long to tell you these words. It is over. For now. Thou played thy part in weaving the fabric of fate itself, but for every thread you sewed, so did the gods unravel another. Sleep, rest, revel, but be ready, for thou mayst yet be needed. Until we meet again, I wish thee every possible fortune, health, wealth, love, and above all, problems worth solving.
2 brains without worms and a good night's sleep. When I saw 2 brains, I thought my guy was like literally toasting 2 eating brains. But yeah, you know, 2 brains without worms. 2 of the greatest friends I could have dreamed of. The greatest friends I could dream of. Yep.
To you.
I feel like my guy needs a straw to drink. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe just throws it on his face and it just kind of works out.
There thou art, the dead 3. Thy face is God's, thy actions barely worthy of the name. Didst truly believe thy ploy would succeed? Didst believe I would not notice? Thou sought to bolster thy strength by taking away the souls of mortals. But souls vanish when their hosts become mind flayers. Didst think the other gods would not notice? Gods thou may be, yet thou hast proven thyself fools, everyone. The supplication of Bane, the whimper of Baal, the death mule of Merkel. Felled by mortals, I overestimated thee. They did not. Vermin, away. Thou wilt trouble us no more.